convening our Committee on Economic Development for our Friday agenda, March 22nd, 2024, 11 a.m. in conference room 423. I just want to read a few housekeeping stuff before we get started. In order to allow as many people to testify as possible, there will be maybe a minute time limit per testifier. We don't have many today, so it's okay, I think. And because morning hearings must adjourn prior to the noon floor session, not all testifiers may have the opportunity to testify. In that event, please know that your written testimony will be considered by the committee. If you're on Zoom, please keep yourself muted and your video off while waiting to testify after your testimony is complete. The Zoom chat function will allow you to chat with technical staff only. Please use the chat only for technical issues. If you are disconnected unexpectedly, you may attempt to rejoin the meeting. If disconnected while presenting testimony, you may be allowed to continue if time permits. Please note that the House is not responsible for any bad internet connection on the testifier's end. In the event of a network failure, it may be necessary to reschedule the hearing or schedule a meeting for decision-making. In that case, an appropriate notice will be posted. Please avoid using any trademark or copyrighted images, and please refrain from profanity or uncivil behavior, such behavior may be grounds for removal from a hearing without the ability to rejoin. Okay. So we're going to be hearing these resos in tandem. So first up is HR 55 HCR 70, requesting the Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism to convene a sports wagering working group to conduct a comprehensive analysis of the potential legalization and regulation of online sports wagering in Hawaii. First up is DBED.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee. I'm Eugene Tian from DBED. We're happy to do the study and just asking for more time. And we will do an interim report before the beginning of the next legislation, but comprehensive is the key word. If we want to do a comprehensive study, we are asking for extending the time to before the legislation 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tian. Next up is Kathleen Owen, Zoom.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Good morning, Chair Holt, Madam Vice Chair, and members of the committee. My name is Kathleen Owen, and I'm an attorney with the law firm Eric Harrington and Sutcliffe. Thank you so much for your time on this resolution, and thank you to Chair Holt for sponsoring this resolution. I'm here today testifying in support on behalf of my clients, the Sports Betting Alliance, which I will refer to as the SBA. I have submitted written testimony on behalf of the SBA, and next you will hear from one of our members, Rebecca London, with DraftKings. In addition to DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, and Fanatics are also members of the SBA. We welcome this resolution and the opportunity to participate in a sports wagering working group to conduct this comprehensive analysis of the potential legalization and regulation of online sports wagering in Hawaii. We have worked cooperatively with legislators and regulators across the country to develop sports wagering frameworks that apply best practices while also addressing the unique needs of the individual states. And we would embrace the opportunity to do so in Hawaii as well. Through this resolution, we are seeking to work collaboratively with all government stakeholders, as well as departments that have an interest in the potential legalization and regulation of sports wagering in Hawaii. The resolution includes a list of suggested topics for the working group to cover, and we are, of course, open to any other topics the legislature would like the working group to address. The members of the SBA are very experienced and well-known national companies, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to share our experiences and insights with the working group and to provide the legislature with any additional information to help guide further discussions around this topic. Thank you again for your time. I'm grateful for the opportunity to testify. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Next up, we have Rebecca London from DraftKings.
Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Rebecca London. I'm a Senior Government Affairs Manager at DraftKings, and I provide testimony today in support of HCR 70 and HR 55. I submitted comprehensive written remarks and want to take the opportunity now to highlight some of those. I had the opportunity to appear before your committee earlier this year, but just by way of reminder, DraftKings is a digital sports entertainment and gaming company live with our sportsbook product with mobile and or retail sports betting operations in 27 states. I'm encouraged by the legislature's interest in studying sports wagering in Hawaii. It's an issue that's been discussed a few times in the state, and as I mentioned, by your committee as well. And a study is an opportunity to comprehensively understand what sports wagering in Hawaii may look like. DraftKings, along with other SBA counterparts, have worked with legislators and regulators across the country to review and implement best practices when it comes to this burgeoning industry. This resolution affords an opportunity to look at specific topics and questions that arise around legalization, including consumer protections, the experience of other jurisdictions, and revenue potential. The interested parties named in the resolution create a strong working group with the opportunity to look at this issue from many angles and experiences to provide a report tailored to Hawaii. Submitting a report to a future legislature with answers to these questions will help answer these questions for all who are interested in the topic. I appreciate your time today. I appreciate your consideration of this important topic, and I'm happy to answer questions.
Thank you, Rebecca. Anyone in person or on Zoom wanting to testify on HR 55 or HCR 70? Okay. Seeing not any questions, members? No questions. Moving on to HR 164, HCR 184, requesting the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism to collaborate with universities in the state to convene the Hawaii Creative Innovation Group. First up is Glenn Kagimita. Sorry, he's not here. Next one is Georgia Skinner from DBED. Go ahead.
Aloha, good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. Georgia Skinner, Creative Industries Division, DBED. We strongly support this, and thank you for the introduction. I think having this focus on emerging industries, particularly in our creative sectors, is critical. And already we have worked a bit with our community colleges, and we really look forward to convening this group, providing the legislature with some very detailed information that showcases how you get from curriculum to career, and especially the need for facilities to embrace and bridge that gap between school to actual career development. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Georgia. Up next, we have Chrissy in person.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the committee. My name is Chris Lee, testifying on behalf of Vasilis Sirmos, Vice President for Research and Innovation, University of Hawaii. I just want to thank you all for this resolution. The University of Hawaii supports it and continues the legislature's long-time and crucial support for building Hawaii's creative economy through education. The Academy for Creative Media UH system, which has been the recipient of legislative support for 20 years now, offers students access to 16 different programs at all 10 UH campuses across the islands. Honolulu Community College's Fashion Technology program, which has been recognized internationally for starting the careers of noted graduates like Kini Zamora and Ari Soth, among others, and its music and entertainment learning experience are further examples of innovative creative programs originating at UH that ACM supports. University of Hawaii welcomes the opportunity for closer collaboration with DBET and other stakeholders through the proposed Hawaii Creative Innovation Group. Thank you for the opportunity to testify. I'm available for questions.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, that's all we have signed up for testimony. Anyone want to testify in person or on Zoom? Okay, seeing none. Members, any questions? No questions. Wow, so fast. Okay. Next up, we have HR 94, HCR 113, requesting the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism to convene a working group to examine the feasibility of a state lottery. First up, we have DBED.
Yeah, Eugene Tian again from DBET. we're happy to do the study, and but just asking for a little bit more time. The reason is, one, we have 2 economist position vacancies, and we also have one is going to be on leave for a year starting this coming Monday. So given that, in this legislature, we have 5 resolutions and bills asking us to do studies. So we will do a interim report before the legislation of 2025. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So that's all we have signed up to testify. Anyone on Zoom or in person wanting to testify? Seeing none. Any questions? Okay, we're going to recess for decision making. Reconvening on our Committee on Economic Development for decision making. So for HR 55, HCR 70, we'll be passing it out as is, noting or considering the recommendations made by DBED So in the committee report, we will put that the study will need $200,000 in state funds to hire a research company to prepare the study and have the finance consider the appropriations based on budgetary constraints and availability. And then we're also going to put in the committee report that that they also have vacancies and would like to make sure to complete a comprehensive study, they would need till 2026 to do the study. And then it will be submitted 20 days before the legislative session. Any questions? Okay, seeing none. Chair with the vote, please. Thank you.
Okay, members, we're voting on HR 55, HCR 70. Vice Chair's recommendation is to pass as is. Chair and Vice Chair vote aye. Representative Hussey Burdick is excused. Representative Kong.
Aye.
Representative Chica.
Aye.
Representative Nakamura.
Aye.
Representative Quinlan excused. Representative Pierrick. No. Thank you. Vice Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, we're going to, we're gonna vote on HR 164, HCR 184 as is. Just wanna thank Georgia and Chris for coming out to really support this amazing effort. But any other questions? We're gonna be passing it out as is. Okay, Chair.
Vice Chair's recommendation is to pass out HR 164, HCR 184 as is. Chair and Vice Chair vote aye. Noting the excuse of Representative Quinlan and Representative Hussey Burdick. Anybody voting with reservations? Anybody voting no? Seeing none, all voting aye. Vice Chair, your recommendation's adopted.
Okay. Last measure, HR 94, HCR 113. So this is the state lottery feasibility study. So DBED had similar recommendations for this one. In the committee report, we're going to have finance consider the $200,000 for state funds to hire the research company to prepare the study. But we're going to pass this out as a HD1 with the language changing the reporting deadline to 20 days before the legislative session of 2026. Any questions? Okay, seeing none. Chair with the vote. Thank you.
Okay, members are voting on HR 94, HCR 113. Vice Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments. Noting the excused absence of Representative Hussey Burdick and Representative Quinlan. Anybody voting reservations? Anybody voting no?
This is the
Lottery?
The lottery. Oh, yes.
No. All right, no for Representative Pierrick. All others voting aye. Vice Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, thank you, members.